few months ago, I bought a royal blue car. I didn't think there were too many royal blue cars out there. I'm honestly not really a car person. I had never noticed them. But now when I drive in my car, I see royal blue cars, vans, SUVs, trucks. They are literally everywhere. Were those vehicles out there before I bought mine? Of course they were. The only difference was that now I was aware of that color, and so I saw more of them because I was aware of it. A few years ago, I went through a really rough patch mentally. My mom had lost a 4-year battle with cancer. I had been traveling back and forth from Lloyd to Calgary over and over and over, and I was exhausted mentally, physically, and emotionally. I was at a point where all I saw was the hard stuff of life, and I could not seem to pull out of it. I was stuck in a cycle of grief, overwhelm, and doubt, both in my personal life and in my business. I hadn't sponsored anyone in a year, and my team was slowly dying. Some of you have heard my story, so just bear with me here. I read a book called 1,000 Gifts. The author tells a story of incredible hardship in her life and how a friend challenged her to make a list of 1,000 gifts in her life. And the result was transformative. I put up a pen and paper on my fridge. I told my family we were going to do this together. I knew I needed to change my focus. Number 1, bed. Seriously, it was the best I could do that day. It was slow going at first, and I found myself really having to look for something to write on that list. Number 2, thunderstorms. My family slowly got on board, and as we went throughout our days, we all started to get better at looking for and finding things to be grateful for. 3, flowers. 4, bacon. 5, lettuce from my garden. 6, tea. As I looked for things to list, I found myself doing the same thing with my business. My inner negative voice slowly started to slow down. The positive one took over. The tone of my posts slowly sounded more positive as well. I started to have fun with my business, and I finally started sponsoring. First one person, then 2, then it started to snowball. My team group became a positive and fun place to be, and the people that joined were having fun again. They felt the excitement that this was the place to hang out, and so they started to sponsor as well. I was seeing blue cars everywhere. I was thinking about positive things, and my life and my business moved in a different direction. 7, books. 8, Billie Holiday. 9, that we don't have bombs delivered to our house. I think there was a news article my daughter was referring to. I listen to podcasts daily, and on his leadership podcast, Greg Gashel said something that has really impacted me. Your life is always moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. What you think will determine what you will become. Your life is always moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. What you think will determine what you will become. 10, maple trees. 11, Motrin. I get a lot of headaches. 12, canceled plans and free evenings. And how can you tell that was written before COVID? What are your strongest thoughts? What are your strongest thoughts in your personal life, in your business? The industry we are in requires us to grow personally, and our businesses will grow as well. I don't believe we can have successful and sustainable businesses without growing personally as well. The life you have is a reflection of the thoughts you think. So the organization you lead is a reflection of your strongest thoughts as well. If you find your team is a place of negativity, check what you're thinking first. 13, forgiveness and a new day. 14, parchment paper. I hate dishes. I had to realize that even though I didn't think I was verbalizing the negativity in my head, those around me could sense it. And my team could sense it. Most of the people I had sponsored before that time quit, and I truly believe that most of them could feel those negative vibes. They didn't want to join my sinking ship. People want to join something that is vibrant, alive, and fun. They see passionate people and they want to drink what you're drinking. We all want to join the group that is having the most fun, that is excited, and that loves what they do. Number 15, days off. 16, dates with my husband. 17, Earl Grey de la Creme. When you look at your business, are you having fun? Is your VIP group or your team group a place where passionate people are? I know that we are all looking for a magic pill to take when it comes to sponsoring. We all want that quick fix that will bring dozens of people to us. I'm here to tell you that no matter how many ads you see on your newsfeed that promise you 36 recruits in a month, there is no magic pill. I do know there is work required to succeed in direct sales. I know that every successful person puts in time each day, and that tea does not sell itself. People aren't going to flock to you, want to buy from you, but if they see you and they see a fun, exciting person and a fun, exciting group that you run, they will want to join you. Sometimes it takes time and patience. Number 18, rainy days. 19, books. 20, fresh air. If you're a negative person, I truly believe you're going to struggle with sponsoring. It is widely thought that some people are naturally negative, some people are naturally positive, and I don't buy that. You can train your thoughts the same way you get in shape physically. If you run every day, you will be able to run longer and longer before you tire out. We need to train our thoughts the same way. You think positive thoughts, and positive thoughts will become your go-to. It'll become your habit. 21, Pilates. 22, zucchini that I can give away. Have you ever grown zucchini? 23, productive days. Do you like your thoughts? Do you like the direction your thoughts are taking you in your life and in your business? Recently, a singer was on America's Got Talent who was battling cancer. You may have seen this episode. She was given a 2% chance of survival. She said, "You can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy." Those last 4 words are so important. Decide to be happy. When are you going to decide to be happy? It doesn't matter what your circumstances are in life. It doesn't matter what has happened to you. We can all choose to be happy. This does not mean we don't lean into the tough days or that we don't need to grieve sometimes. It does mean, though, even in the midst of the pain of some circumstances, we can find good. We choose to see good, even in the hardest of times. Your life is always moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. What you think will determine what you will become. 24, grasshopper pie. 25, seed catalogs. 26, worm days. Neuroscientist Rick Hansen has a great analogy for this quality of the mind. Your brain, he writes in his book, is like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones. It is physically easier for us to go down a negative path and not remember any of the good that has happened to us. We have billions of neural pathways in our brains, and what we know from science is that the more often we think a thought, the easier it is to think that thought again. If you think it enough, a thought will become your default. To change your life, change your thinking. You have to literally and physically forge a new path in your brain. The good news is that we can rewire our brains. The more we stop and take a few seconds to dwell on the good, the more we develop that ability. The first step that you need to take is to notice when you're thinking negatively and shift that to a thought of gratitude. That is exactly what happened when I started that list. I started looking for gifts in my life, and suddenly blue cars were everywhere. I started to rewire those neurons. Those neural pathways became easier and easier to use. 27, blueberries. 28, heated seats. Okay, I seriously use them 12 months a year. 29, taxes that are paid. The moment you make this shift, everything changes. You remember your purpose, look forward to new challenges, and face life with renewed optimism. Soon you see the good first instead of having to stop and switch gears. You probably saw the title of my session and are wondering what all this positive thinking has to do with sponsoring. I do believe without rewiring our brains to think positively, we have no chance at succeeding at this business. Many people hear the word sponsoring and they want to run the other way. I've had team members tell me that sponsoring just isn't for me, but often they change their minds when their thinking around sponsoring changes. If you only sell products, you are making a living for now. Start sponsoring and you earn a living for tomorrow. It is so important to sponsor if we want to succeed at this. 30, long drives. 31, audiobooks. 32, pie. I think we need to look at our own lives and ask, where would I be without this business? Are you upset that your upline or somebody else asked you about joining, or that somewhere in some way you were presented with this business? Do you regret buying your kit? Do you regret trying that first cup of really great tea? Obviously not, or you would not be here. We need to see that big picture. What if you ask somebody about joining, they join, and their life is changed, like mine has been? If they do say no, is that the end of the world? Are you going to let that stop you? If you had the best news that could change somebody else's life, why are you not sharing that? They're not doing you a favor by joining your team. You are offering them an incredible opportunity. You're doing them a favor by sharing about it. You never know what someone else is going through or what they may need. So don't be selfish and keep this news to yourself. 33, fall. 34, pumpkins. 35, rain. Do you know what the number one reason is that people start a direct sales business? They start because somebody asked them. The overwhelming majority of people have never considered this business before they were approached. What is the number one reason people do not start a direct sales business? Nobody asked them. They won't come knocking at your door. You have to go talk to a lot of people, and then you'll be successful. It's been said that you have to ask 10 people before you can get a yes. Any kind of yes, from an order to a party or someone joining you. Don't stop at 9 and say, I've done all I can. You've done the hard part, but you just need to keep going, and then you would see results. Get to the other side of number 10. See what happens then. I'm not saying you need to message every single person that attended your event or every person and say, join my team. When you meet someone in person or online, you start to build a relationship with them. Genuinely start to build a relationship with them. Comment on their posts, interact with them, get to know them as a person. Get out of that mindset of instant gratification. I love to garden, and we have a large vegetable garden, and it takes a ton of patience. There is no instant with growing your own food. There is a ton of work before you even start. Then you seed, you weed, you water. But the flavor of a freshly picked cherry tomato or a freshly dug carrot with just a little bit of dirt on it is totally worth the work. Plant your seeds. Nurture them. Be patient with your sponsoring. So many people throw in the towel way too early with sponsoring. It takes time to get to know people and for you to develop that trust with them. They will see how much fun you are having and how passionate you are, and they will want to join you. As you talk to people and as you develop relationships, figure out how this business could help them. Be genuine with starting a relationship. And being genuine means that if it is not a good fit for them, you don't continue to push them and harass them. It means that if they aren't going to sign up, you still have made a new friend. No harm there. 36, sun. 37, trips out of town. 38, vanilla matcha. If you wait to be confident before you start to sponsor, you're going to waste your best opportunities. That confidence is going to come when you see the positive influence you have made in another person's life. Ask any leader in this company, and they will tell you the same thing. I have a quote posted right by my computer that I read often to boost my own confidence. When it's just been one of those days, or I'm feeling like I have no clue what I'm doing, so I read it often. I read this and it inspires confidence. God has given me the gift of leadership. Leadership is not just what I do, leadership is who I am. I cast a compelling vision, create a contagiously healthy culture, and love and empower leaders to do more than they actually thought possible. That inspires me. Often the best team members are the ones that take months and months to commit. A little story here for you. I was contacted one day from somebody that found me on social media. She asked for a paper catalog and some information and some samples. So I mailed them to her. I didn't hear anything. I messaged her sometime. It was days, I think, before she responded. And we would message back and forth, but it was so slow. Like sometimes weeks and months before I would get a response. I had pretty much given up on her. Suddenly she contacted me, signed up. That was after 4 months, but now she is one of my most valuable and amazing leaders. Never give up. 39, passing my journeyman exam. My daughter is a hairstylist. 40, our group of friends. 41, singing to a vacuum cleaner. When you do have someone on your sponsoring list, make sure you're friends on Facebook. Make sure you're posting on your personal timeline sometimes so that they know what you do. Your personal profile should have something on it that says clearly what you do. You would probably be surprised at how often people are creeping your profile. Invite them to your VIP group and continue to develop that relationship there. Make your group a fun place to be. People want to hang out where people are having fun. Not everything has to be about tea. You can have fun with them in many other ways too. 42, pineapple. 43, a new outfit. 44, a cappella quartets. I'm going to challenge you with something now. I want you to start your own list of gifts. Post a piece of paper somewhere with a pen close by. I'm going to just say, too, that doing it on your phone doesn't count. You will probably never open that note again. If you're watching this with your team, stop when I'm done with this and go around the circle. What are your gifts today? What are you grateful for? Tell yourself to look for at least 2 things to write down as you go throughout your day. Get your family involved. I think you're going to be surprised how much the tone of your household will change. There are blue cars everywhere. Now go find them.